see from the flyer of today's event, it is an invited talk uh, by the Institute of Language Studies and Research, which is shortly known as ILSR. This invited talk is going to focus on exploring the scopes of higher education and scholarship offers from the French Embassy in India. Before we move on and get into the event for today, I think a little bit of background understanding about these kind of talks is in order. Um, the Institute of Language Studies and Research, as the name suggests, aspires to be an institute of advanced research, and for any advanced research, some amount of significant collaboration with internationally well-known institutions and academic bodies are very much needed. And it is part of our academic and social responsibility that we do not restrict our studies and research only within the four walls of the institute, but you also disseminate it across the board to incorporate scholars and budding scholars and students like you. So that's why we decided to organize this event, but we are also looking at it as a kind of a learning for us as well. It is not that only you will be listening, students and scholars, we the faculty members will also come to know more about different possibilities and scopes for higher studies and fellowships and scholarships. Now, we are really grateful to the speaker today, Sri Amitava. My French is very weak, so I won't dare to pronounce it because that can lead to some problems. I think this much can be said to be simplified that he is in charge on research and university affairs from the French embassy, and he will speak about different possibilities and scopes of fellowships and scholarships. So without wasting further time, it is over to Mr. Das. So the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, sir, for your introduction. Thank you for your warm welcome. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Amitava Das. I work for French Embassy in India. My office is in French Consulate, Kolkata, and my jurisdiction is the entire northeast part of India. So basically, what I do, I am a University and Scientific Cooperation Officer in charge. That means my job is to ensure that more and more Indian institutes they work closely with French institutes. What does that mean? That we contact Indian institutes, we go and visit them, we visit each and every department, we talk to the head of the departments and the faculty members, the professors. We find out the kind of research activities they are doing. We submit our report to the head office, and from head office the matter is taken up, and then I can contact, my boss can contact from Delhi the French institutes who are doing exactly the same kind of research activities. It's not going to be exactly the same, but more or less same. So in that way, we play a significant role, I would say, when it comes to signing partnerships between Indian institutes and French institutes. It can be in any discipline. It can be in engineering. It can be in pure science and technology, in social science. So there is no restriction as such. But definitely, the focus areas I would be saying right now is mostly all fields of engineering, nanoscience, energy, economics, political science, international relations. I mean, when I'm talking about social science, so these are the areas covered, and of course, the management also. Lot of business schools actually they are very eager. I mean, especially from India and France, they sign MOUs. So if you ask me how many MOUs we signed, we have signed about 200 MOUs from this part of India. I mean, when I talk about northeast part of India, I mean Kolkata, Seven Sisters, entire northeast. Okay. Apart from now, when a partnership is signed, definitely the first thing that comes up is the mobility. The students from Indian institutes, they go to French institutes and vice versa. The French institutes also, they come over to India for a semester or so. So a lot of Indian students, they go abroad for a semester. Whenever the students go in the framework of MOU, that is when the two institutes, they officially sign a MOU, and when the students go in that framework, there is no tuition fee. So students do not pay any tuition fee when they go abroad for a semester. It can be 4 months, it can be at the most 6 months. Okay. Basically, of course, so they do not pay tuition fees, but definitely the travel cost and the living cost over there. I mean, we're talking about Indian students. They have to bear that. But definitely, we have scholarship for that also. I'll come to that. This is one thing, that is exchange program. The second thing is that the students can go on their own after class 12. They can go for bachelor's, or after bachelor's, completion of their bachelor's from India, they can go to France for their masters and subsequently for their PhD studies. So if you ask me, in France, if you go to a public university, like we have here, like Kolkata University, Jadavpur University, state universities, even if you talk, I mean, 5 years back, the situation was like that. There used to be no tuition fee at all, because France is considered to be a socialist country. So 5, 7 years back, the tuition fee was about 250 euros per year. 250 euros means it's not considered to be a tuition fee, it's used to be considered as a registration fee. You go to a university and you enroll your name over there, so just for that, they charge you 250 euros one time, which means 20,000 rupees a year. It's cheaper than it's cheaper than any private college in India. 20,000 rupees per year means it comes to 1,500 rupees a month. Anyway, now there is a change in policy. It's no more 250 euros. There are few French universities where still there is no tuition fee. For example, University of Paris Saclay. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. If you get admission, the quality of teaching that they offer in any public university, it's as good as USA, as good as UK. But now, because here also in Jadavpur University, you will see some of the courses are like not totally free of cost. Some of the courses are a bit expensive. So in France now the tuition fee is something, in public university it's about 3,500 euros per year. That also is very cheap. 3,500, it can go up to maximum 4,000 euros. So tuition fee is practically, I would not say it's free, I would say it's highly subsidized. That's what the position of the French government. Because when you go to other Anglophonic countries in USA or in UK, it's very expensive. It can be very expensive, but there also it's as expensive as the Australian or the American or the British universities, but it's subsidized in the sense that it's a taxpayer's money, because the French government, and the most important thing is that they do not differentiate between a French and a non-French national when it comes to education. The benefit is all the same. Anyway, I'll take you through a PowerPoint presentation very soon, and thereafter I'll try to show you what kind of courses the French universities are offered. They offer, and in that, after that, we can have a question answer session. So, the second slide, it's Bienvenue en France. Bienvenue en France means welcome to France. So right now the position of, officially, it's the position of the French government is that they are very much eager to welcome Indian students. Because what I represent, as I told you, I work for the education department of French embassy in India, and we are not consultants. Whether the students, this has to be very clear, it's not a business for us. Definitely our objective is to promote France among Indian students, promote France as a country. I mean, we do not work for any particular college or any particular university. So we do a counseling session like the consultants they do, but at the end of the day, it's up to the students to decide which college they would like to go. They can come up with a list of colleges to us, they can come over to our office, and we will help them to apply to those colleges. Or if the students they do not have any idea as to where they should apply, we can guide them. That's what is our objective. Of course, if the students are selected, it's a government agency, as you can see, that operates under the French Ministry of External Affairs, and we help the students to pursue their higher education in France. Once the students are selected, we take care of the results. Because as I told you, I work not only for French embassy, but also my office is inside the French consulate. So any problem with visa, it's us. We are going to contact the visa section, so it all comes under one umbrella. If you have any doubt, you can stop me, okay? I think I'm clear till now. Okay, next. So, the French President, Mr. Macron, he visited India in 2018, and he will be visiting, if everything goes fine, in 2023 as well. We are right now actually planning his visit to India. So, Indo-French strategic partnership, right now there is too much of focus because both the governments, they're working very closely, strategically in defense, especially, the Rafale, that fighter aircraft. So we have that deal. Plus, we are working also, both the countries are working in the area of space, renewable energy, and all those sectors. So now, what is this strategic partnership? When the two governments are working closely, it has been decided, mutually decided, that from 2018 onward, both the countries have decided to recognize each other's degree. Suppose an Indian student has completed his or her master's from Jadavpur or from Calcutta University and wants to enroll for his PhD, his or her PhD in a French university. So will the French university recognize Jadavpur University's master's degree? That was the biggest challenge previously. The students used to do a second master's in France and then used to enroll, before this strategic partnership, before this 2018 agreement came into force. The students was supposed to do his second master's and then do his PhD. But right now, if a student completes his or her master's from any recognized Indian university, then definitely his or her degree will be recognized in France, and he or she can directly get an admission in a French university by showing that Indian universities, that diploma or the certificate, and vice versa for the French national also. The French people can also come over to India and show their degrees, their French degrees, and get admission here. So it's a very big achievement, I would say, Indo-French mutual degree recognition. So on 1st May, the agreement between France and India for the mutual recognition of academic qualification came into force. Now, if you see the comparison, the Indian side on the left hand side and the right hand side, you'll see the French education pattern. So we have our class 12 ISC or state West Bengal, what is called Ucho Madhyamik. So and they have their class 12 baccalaureate. So it's very equivalent. After 12, we have our class state board result or the ISC, CBSE, and they have their baccalaureate. Bachelors, we have 3 years here, mostly BSc, BCom, BA. If it is a technical one, engineering, it's 4 years. There also they have 3 years of bachelors, which is called license. So our bachelors and their bachelors, the duration is exactly same, 3. Masters, we have 2 years mostly. They have 18 months. At times they have 24 months. So it can be 12 months plus 6 months of internship, or it can be 18 months plus 6 months of internship. So they have two things. Master of Science, and General Masters. PhD in India and PhD in France. In France, the only difference is that in India you do your classwork even in your first year, second year of PhD, but in French system, the PhD you start writing your thesis from the very first year itself. So you do actually your coursework for PhD, that coursework in your second year of masters. Now, this is the structure of French higher education system. We have 74 public universities, 220 business management schools, 224 engineering schools, 4 schools of architecture, 3,000 specialized schools and institutions, 120 school of arts and designs, 7 doctoral research degrees, and Grandes Écoles, 15 Grandes Écoles. Now, what is Grandes Écoles? Mostly Indian students, they go to public universities and Grandes Écoles. Now, public universities, as I told you, it's a state university. It's practically free of cost. The education there, you don't pay anything. Whereas in Grandes Écoles, it's basically like the IITs and the IIMs in India. So they have the people who would like to do research, they prefer going to public universities, and people who would like to join industry, who would like to get more corporate exposure, they join Grandes Écoles. So Grandes Écoles are also highly subsidized, but if you see the cost wise, public universities, as I told you, it's almost free of cost, 3,500 euros per year. Grandes Écoles, if you ask me the tuition fee, it comes for engineering, it should be 10 lakh, 10 to 15 lakhs for the course, entire course for the masters, 10 to 15 lakhs for the entire masters of 18 months, or it can be up to 24 months. Now, why France? Why? Definitely, the quality of education is. I'm not saying that it's bad in USA. It's bad in. I'm not saying that it's very good. France is also, when it comes to research, when it comes to quality education, it's as good as UK, as good as USA, Australia. But in France, we have most of the Indians. They do not know that French government, they are giving certain benefits which you might not be getting in other countries. The first thing, obviously, the tuition fee, it's highly subsidized, as I told you. Secondly, uh, housing support. We have actually the education department of French embassy is called Campus France. The name of the education department of French embassy is Campus France, and we have 14 Campus Frances across India. So we have our Campus France Kolkata office, Bombay, Chennai, in all metro cities we have Campus France offices. Similarly, we have Campus France office in France, also in Paris and in other cities of France. So when a student is selected, when he gets his or her admission letter from French Academic Institute, then the first thing comes is visa. As I told you, we help the students with the visa. The second thing is the housing. Where will the student be staying once he or she goes to France? So we from Kolkata, we contact Campus France Paris office and request them to arrange a proper accommodation for the student who will be going to France for his or her academic studies. Now, what is this arrangement? There is a housing agency called Crous, Crous. You can just write down in a piece of paper or note it down on your mobile. Crous. You can Google search. Crous is a French national housing agency, which is actually meant for helping foreign nationals to get proper accommodation once they come over to France for their higher studies. So we have an arrangement with Crous, and obviously we help the Indian students to get a reasonable cheap accommodation either inside the college, or in case they are unable to get accommodation inside the college or the university, we have an arrangement with Crous. Secondly, students are allowed to work up to 19.5 hours per week. So you have the possibility to do a part-time job. while working, though we do not actually recommend the students to study and work at the same time, because it can be difficult for them, because they have, the objective is to go and do your higher studies in France, not earning obviously is required, but it can come at a later stage, because you have to focus on your studies actually. Second, the third thing is subsidies on transport, public transport. If you have a student card, I myself have gone to France and I have seen that students, they have a card, and when they show the card in the canteen or in metros or in public transport, it is, there is a discount. You don't pay the full fare, you get a heavy discount. So that is there. French foreign students, the foreign nationals, and French and non-French national, there is no differentiation. They do not differentiate between French and non-French students. And last but not the least, heavily subsidized tuition fees. Apart from these benefits, I'll tell you some other benefits also. I'll show it to you in the later stage. As I told you, tuition fees. It can, if you go to a Grandes Écoles, as I told you, Grandes Écoles means the IITs and IIMs of France. Then the tuition fee can start from as less as 6 and it can go up to 20 lakhs. Cost of living, 50,000 rupees, but it depends which city you are going. Most of the universities are not in Paris, they are on the countryside, so the cost of living can be lowered, can be lowered. Now, if you want to go to a public university, you can definitely contact us, because we are a government agency. The session in France starts in, the major academic session starts in September every year. So if a student is going to get his or her final result, say for example, if a student is graduating this year in 2023, and if he is supposed to get his final mark sheet by May or June, he or she can definitely go this year September. But for that, the student has to actually apply between November the previous year, like 2000, for admission in 2000, in September 2023, students need to apply through Campus France on and from November 2022. So between November 22 and the deadline should be February. November to February is the application period. For this November 2022 to February 2023, you have to apply between November and 2022 and February 2023 for your admission in September 2023. Application through Campus France, basically what you have to do, you have to contact the nearest Campus France office, which is going to be Kolkata office for you all, and you have to contact the manager of Campus France Kolkata office. He's my colleague, his name is Saurabh Vomik. So he will help you to apply to 7 public universities through Campus France portal. When I tell you what is about Campus France portal, so you have to, if you just Google search Campus France, then you will see the website, the official website of Campus France. And in that official website of Campus France, on the right hand side, there is an option how to apply. If you click on that, a new page will come up on your screen, and you will be you will be told to fill in the details, like your personal details, your name, phone number, address, email. You will be told to upload your CV, your SOP, statement of purpose, recommendation letter not at that time, and then there is a search engine in that page only, where you will see, once you click on that button, you will be able to see the list of French institutes, the public state universities I'm talking about. All the 74 public universities you'll be able to see, and what kind of courses do they offer. And you have to, out of 74 public universities, you have to choose, you can choose maximum 7 public universities. Once you choose 7 public universities, and once your that fill in the details page is complete, then you will be you'll have to basically contact my colleague Mr. Saurabh, saying that look, this is my profile, this is my profile ID, kindly go through my profile, cross check if everything is fine, and then you have to come for an academic interview, a short academic interview. You have to go to the office of Campus France, which is in Park Street, Kolkata. It's in Park Mansion, 57A Park Street, second floor. And where Alliance Francaise is located. Alliance Francaise is the cultural center of French Embassy. So in that office only we have Campus France office. And you have to sit for an academic interview. And once that interview is over, your file will be validated. Once your file will be validated, then all those 7 public universities will be able to see your profile online. And there is an option you can see, I mean, from your interface, you can see if the public universities are replying or not. And from their interface also, they will let you know their decision, whether you are selected or not. So this is how it works. And as I told you, after this thing is over, then you have to finally come for a visa academic interview. That is our responsibility, and you get your visa, and you leave for France in the month of September. So create a profile on Campus France website, upload your CV, SOP, and other educational documents. As I told you, you can choose 7 programs. There is a fee, as we are allowing you to apply to 7 public universities. It's now 17,000 rupees one time. The good thing is that if you are selected, then you don't have to pay visa fees. Visa fees is also 17,000. So, because as you have already paid Campus France office, so there are 2 possibilities. Some of the students will say, no, I will apply on my own. You can apply on your own, but chances are high that public universities will not allow you to apply on your own. You cannot directly apply to a public university. There are very few cases. Definitely you can apply independently without the help of Campus France. You can apply on your own to all those grandes écoles, the IITs and the IIMs of France. They will entertain your application, they will take your application. And then once you are selected, you come to us directly for visa academic interview. At that time, you pay 17,000. In that case, you will say, okay, I applied independently without taking the help of Campus France. I directly contacted that French institute through email or whatever. And here is my acceptance letter. Now that I am selected, I need to do my visa. Now I am approaching Campus France. Then Campus France will say, okay, here, show us your application, invitation letter, application, your selection letter, and then they will do the visa. But then they will charge 17,000 rupees. Whereas the other case is that you are approaching us, you are taking our guidelines, you are taking our help. We are helping you to select 7 private state colleges, state universities. We are helping you. And at that time, we are charging you 17,000 rupees because that portal, we are validating your file. But later on, we'll come for the visa. You are not paying anything. So anyway, in both the cases, you have to pay 17,000 rupees. You cannot avoid that. But if you apply independently, once you get your offer letter, then you pay 17,000. In this case, if all 7 universities refuse you, then your 17,000 rupees is gone. Because no one has selected you. So there's no question of coming for an academic interview, for visa interview. So, but anyway, independently, if you apply to any Australian or American universities, I think that there's an application fees for each university. It's costly. It's very costly. It's 50 euros or 100 euros. It can be like that for every institute. And here we are charging 17,000 Indian rupees for 7 institutes. Now coming to scholarship. Okay, now the thing is that anyway, if you are going to a private state university, your tuition fee is like 3,500 euros a year, which is roughly like 3,000, 3 lakh, 3,000 multiplied by 80. So 2 lakh 40 plus 40, 2 lakh 80, like 3 lakh per year, 25,000 rupees a month. But what about your living cost? Because most of the students, they say that we come from middle class families, so we cannot bear the living cost, even if we can bear the tuition fees. So we have Charpak scholarship. Charpak scholarship is known as French Embassy scholarship, very popularly known because it is offered by French Embassy in India. More than 500 scholarships are offered every year, so that's a good number of scholarships. It's named after George Charpak. So if you see what is about Charpak scholarship, I'll show you the details. So the Charpak scholarship offers 4 types of funding for bachelor's and master's. It can be students who will be going for their bachelor's program after class 12. They can avail this scholarship. It can be for students who will be going for master's after completion of bachelor's from India. It can be for research internship, that is very popular among the students of IITs and NITs. So when you are in your third year, especially for engineering students, they go for a research internship for a period of 4 months. And IIT students and NIT students are encouraged to do research internship either in India or abroad. So for them, the attendance is not an issue. So the institute takes care, and the programs are aligned in such a way that they do not miss out anything here. So the same coursework they do over there, but with a better facility and infrastructure. An exchange program I have already told you. So just to show you what are the criteria for bachelors. It's all the same for bachelors and masters, more or less. So this program is designed for Indian students who want to pursue a full-time bachelor's degree program at one of the French higher education institutions. The criteria, if you see, the benefits: monthly living allowance of 860 euros. Previously, it used to be 700 euros. Now they have increased it. So even if you take it 800 euros multiplied by 80 rupees, exchange rate 80 rupees, so it comes to 64,000 rupees a month, which is a good amount of money for you to survive in France. Because officially, there's nothing like that, but anyway, officially, as per the French embassy calculation, the living cost in France is roughly 700 euros per month. So you are getting 860 euros per month. So then in case a student is selected for this particular scholarship, Charpak scholarship, we do not charge that 17,000 rupees, which we charge from other students on account of visa fees. Visa fees or the application fees, whatever you call it. Social security is mandatory in France. Social security, what we call it here as Mediclaim insurance. Like suppose you are hospitalized, then the insurance company takes care of your all expenses. So in France, there is like if you are hospitalized, God forbid, then you will not pay anything. But for that, you have to pay a small amount of premium every year. That is mandatory for every citizen of France. So for everyone living in France, I would say rather. So that social security, that premium, French embassy pays for you. You don't have to pay. Assistance to find affordable accommodation. As I told you, we have a tie-up with Cruise. Cruise is a French national housing agency. So we will help you to get a cheap and reasonable accommodation in France. Now the eligibility. You have to be an Indian national or an OCI, overseas citizen of India, card holder, be 23-year-old maximum for bachelors, I'm telling you. Have never studied before at an education institute in France, have completed your class 12 secondary school, and have applied for an eligible bachelor's program. You have to definitely show us some kind of mail exchange, if not the final confirmation letter from the French Academic Institute that yes, you are in the process of application and that the professor is interested, he has seen your profile, he is interested to take you, I mean, he's interested to take you in his university, to select you in his university. So you have to show that a bona fide university is willing to admit you as a student. That you have to show us. Application procedure. So you need these following documents. In case you speak French, there is a possibility, because when they look at all those applications, the French embassy, they also have a few points for those who speak French. So those who speak French, chances of getting scholarship becomes brighter. Apart from Charpak Scholarship, we have Franco-Indian Trust, we have Nimrana Music Foundation. Like this one is specifically for those who are interested to pursue their education in the field of music in France. Nimrana. Krishna Kriti is for fine arts. Those who are into visual arts or paintings, they can apply for this one. And we have institutional scholarships also. For example, REN Business School, EDEC Business School, ISAE. ISAE Supero is a very famous aerospace engineering school. So they have their own scholarship. Emile Boutimi is for social science students. You must be knowing in France there are a couple of very elite prestigious institutes such as École Polytechnique. Anyone in the field of physics, chemistry, mathematics, especially pure science I'm talking about, there are two very good institutes, École Polytechnique and École Normale Supérieure. Normal with an extra E, superior also with an extra E. École means school. So these are the two prestigious institutes for those who are willing to do their research or their masters in the field of pure science. In the field of social science, I would say Sciences Po, we call it Sciences Po. Sciences, science with an S. Sciences Po, Po stands for political, so political science. So Sciences Po Paris and Sciences Po Lille, Lille. So they offer Emile Boutimi scholarship. University Paris Saclay, they offer their own scholarship. So any student if a student is selected, he can avail both the scholarships. In case he is a very bright student, he can get a scholarship from us as well as from the institute itself. There is no hard and fast rule. I mean, if you get a scholarship from the institute and if the embassy notices it that, oh, you have got scholarship from the institute, in that case we will not give you the scholarship. It's not like that. You can club both the scholarships. And the very interesting is Erasmus Plus. Previously, it used to be called as Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. It's, I would say, it is like European Union Scholarship. Very good academicians, they get this kind of scholarships. Basically, in this kind of Erasmus program, students spend one semester in France, one semester in Germany, and one semester maybe in Italy. And at the end of 3 semesters, he get a degree from all these three institutes together. So it's very prestigious. Erasmus, we get a lot of students from Kolkata, Erasmus Mundus, lot of Jadavpur, Kolkata Vishwavidyalaya and Presidency University students, they get Erasmus plus scholarships. Normally, if you ask me the amount of scholarship, I would say it should not be less than 1,000 euros a month. Not less than 1,000 euros a month, Erasmus plus scholarship. Other than that, we also have Eiffel scholarship. Eiffel scholarship is same like Charpak scholarship, but I can show you, I think. One second. Yes, IFL scholarship is same like Charpak scholarship, but here the competition is on international level. Charpak is national level competition, IFL is international level. But if you see, call for application is open until January 10, 2023. It gives opportunity to the future foreign decision makers of the private and public sectors in private areas. So 30 years old from developing an industrial PhD level. So application timeline is call for application 3rd of October, deadline for the reception of application by Campus France January 10th. So this year it's over, but next year definitely it comes out every year. So this year we have missed the deadlines, but next year you can apply. And the benefit is it's the amount is much more than what you get in Charpak. Charpak you are getting 860 euros. In Eiffel you are getting, I guess, 1,188 euros per month. Plus Charpak does not pay for your travel ticket, but in Eiffel you get one round trip to and fro. They pay for your travel ticket, India to France and France to India. So the difference between Charpak and Eiffel, it's Charpak 860 euros, Eiffel 1,188 euros per month. You'll get all the details if you just type Eiffel scholarship. It's like Eiffel Tower, Eiffel scholarship. Mostly for engineering and management, and masters and PhD, both the programs are covered. But definitely, as I told you, in Charpak, you have competition across India, people they apply for Charpak, but I feel all over world they apply. Now, you can also apply for Charpak Lab Scholarship when you'll be in a bachelor's research internship. You can also apply Charpak for your exchange program. As I told you, when you'll be going for your exchange program, there is no tuition fee. But so far as your living cost is concerned, you can apply for Charpak. And in case you get a scholarship from Charpak, then everything is free for you. Because anyway, tuition fee is not there, but living cost also will be taken care of by the Embassy of France in India. Now there is a good thing about France. Once you go for your research internship in France, I have seen myself so many students who have applied for their research internships in France that they end up getting scholarship from Embassy of France in India, Charpak, and they get scholarship from labs also, because as per the French labor law, if anyone is working in any particular institute or a lab for more than 15 days or so, as per the French labor law, he or she has to be paid. So you see, the minimum how would I say, the salary or stipend, whatever you call, should not be less than 436.05 euros per month. So you can get 860 from our side. In addition to that, if the lab supervisor is going to recruit you for a period of more than 15 days, which is normally they go for 4 months or so, the lab has to pay 436.05 minimum as per French law. But normally we have seen they pay 700 to 800 euros a month. So 860 euros from our side plus 700 to 800 euros if you get it from the lab, then you club it and it comes to 1,500 euros or 1,400 euros a month. Now, France is it used to be world's 5th largest economy, but now India is world's 5th largest economy. So France is now world's 6th largest economy, I would say. Now, what are the opportunities if you learn French language or if you go to France? There are two possibilities. Either you stay back in France or in any francophonic country, or if you come back, see, we have 1,000 French companies in India, and these companies, they at times they look for people who speak French. They at times they look for people, the managers who have studied in France, and they require. I mean, there are certain positions available here, and we also Embassy of France in India, in association with those French companies, we organize job fair, and we definitely encourage people to attend those job fairs. Especially priority is that those who have gone to France and those who have French degrees, those who speak French, they get placements in all those French companies in India. Then we have also created a Indo-French alumni network. So every year we create we organize this program either in a consulate or in a hotel, where all the alumni, it's a get-together session for them, and those who are willing to know more about scope of higher education and opportunities from those students, like those alumni members, we invite the aspirants also, like they get a better view of because they get to connect with someone who have already been in France, who have already studied in France, and they get the direct feedback from those alumni. So we also have created alumni network. We have a database of French labs, we have a database of French institutes, we have the email IDs and phone numbers of all the alumni members of northeast part of India who have gone to France. They must be working somewhere in France or Belgium or in India in French companies. If you are interested to know more from them, we will be happy to share the contact details of those alumni members. Most universities, language is not a barrier, because French is offered as a foreign language here in Alliance Française. French is taught. So in case you are selected, definitely will help you with your French language. Plus, most universities also they offer French language. So that's not going to. And anyway, we have more than 700 programs taught in English. So language is not a barrier. You have the possibility of studying any master's course totally in English. This is very important. 2-year extension visa. If you complete your masters and you can stay back in France for a period of 2 years. Previously it used to be 1 year. Now it's 2 years. And the most important thing is that the students have the possibility, if the students they come back and they reapply for visa, then straight away they will get a 5-year Schengen visa. It's specifically for the students who have completed their masters, and if they come back, and if they reapply, they'll get a 5-year visa. If the student is married, then his or her spouse and his or her children will also get this 5-year Schengen visa. I don't think any other country is right now offering this kind of 5 years straight away Schengen visa. That means you can go to any francophonic any Schengen country, once you get your diploma or your degree from France, from French Academic Institute. We also organize Choose France tour every year. So we invite almost 40 to 50 French institutes in Kolkata. So if you are interested to contact those French institutes, if you are interested to attend that fair, you are requested to get in touch with us, and we'll let you know this year the venue and the timing of that event. You can contact us. This is the email ID of our office, Kolkata @India-campusfrance.org. This is the landline number, but you can take my contact details also. I think Dr. Guha has my contact details, so those who are interested, should I tell them my contact details, or they can contact you also? Yes, you can contact me anytime. That's not a problem. And that's it from my side. If you have any question, you can ask me, or if you do not have any question, then I can show you a few more slides, like what kind of research uh, oriented courses are offered in France. That I can, it's up to you.
Excuse me. Is there any course on publishing?
Any
There's a scholarship for publishing.
scholarship is for any domain. There is no hard and fast rule that only we are restricting the scholarships to a particular domain. So definitely you can apply for scholarship, but then is it for you or for someone else?
For my daughter.
Okay, fine. Because for scholarship that there is an age restriction. For masters it's 30 years. For bachelors, as I showed you, it's 23 years. So yeah, publishing she can apply. We have a search engine also. There you can also, like if you go to the website of Campus France, I'll show you. This is the website of Campus France. One second. So this is the this is the official website inde.campusfrance.org, and here you will get all the details. Like finding the right program. You can go here and you can find out what kind of courses are offered. Then you have to navigate this whole website. Any question?
For doctorate, it is 8 years. PhD program.
No. It should be between 3 and 5 years. No. There can be some for specific programs, but not for all doctorate programs.
So knowledge of French is not mandatory.
Not mandatory. Not mandatory. Now I'm showing you few courses, just few courses, where you get an idea that what kind of, like, there is a difference, It's not theoretical education in France. It has a practical approach, So, for example, someone interested in life science or in biology. So you see, the professor has sent me the slides, like his research area. So this program was very popular among the students of Lady Bribon College and St. Xavier's College. So they both offer biotechnology and Baligan Science College also. I got many students from Baligan Science College as well. So University of Lorraine. So see, working language English. This is for someone who would be interested to do his or her masters, but it's not a full 2 year master. It's a 1 year master, and then this this master program is considered as a gateway to PhD. All aspects of molecular biology and biochemistry of RNA molecules. See the tuition fee. Not even 500 euros, less than 475, less than 500 euros, 475 euros a year. Students' social security included. Now, what will you be studying in this RNA biology or enzymology? That also the professor has given me. So it's very, specific. Unless and until you have a sound knowledge overall knowledge, I would say, you'll be specializing in these areas, then there's no point, because France will not, any public university will not compromise with quality. Because 475 euros, it goes to the state. It's not a money-making institute. So we are promoting this kind of institutes. So what we focus on is the quality. Even if one student goes from a particular institute, we are happy. We do not want 100 students to go. It's not a business. But that one student will go, that brilliant student, I mean, we leave it to the professors. They decide, they choose, and then the French institutes also, they go through the profile. Once they are convinced, they go, I mean, this particular student will be going, will come back, and then this will be a word of mouth.
The tuition fee you mentioned, it's yearly or monthly?
Yearly, always yearly. So, if someone is interested in enzymology, so these are the, it's very transparent. These are the modules that he or she will be studying in France. Six months of internship in a leading research lab in RNA in France, Europe, or US or Canada. That 6 months of internship, as I told you, it's a 10-month course. Out of that, 6 months is internship and 4 months is classroom teaching. That 6 months is a mandatory. If you do not do research internship, I mean, if you do not do your internship, you will not get your degree. And that French lab will send you to anywhere, either in USA or in Canada or in Europe. So you're not limiting yourself to France.
Also invite past semester.
475 euros, the entire 10 months.
So what are some of the universities which offer courses in English?
Very low, very-
Courses on humanities and social sciences in English.
Sciences Po. Sciences Po has signed a partnership agreement with Presidency University 4-5 years back. I was the campus funds manager at that time. So Presidency has signed 2 MOUs. Right now they have a MOU with Sciences Po Paris and Sciences Po Lille. Every year 4 to 5 students from Presidency, they go to Sciences Po Paris. Unfortunately, the mobility with Sciences Po Lille is yet to start. It will be starting, but we have just signed the MOU. But the mobility between Sciences Po Paris and Presidency is going on full-fledged. 5 students from Presidency going to France, but we are not getting equal number of French students coming over to Kolkata. We are getting 2, at times 1. So that's one area we have to improve, we have to focus on, because it's not equal. Now, for example, if you see École Polytechnique, one of the best in pure science. I'll just show you that research areas. Now, École Polytechnique is and Paris Saclay, they are actually, there's a kind of association. So now all the public universities, they are merging together. So they are becoming more and more, the merger process is going on. École Polytechnique has a history, has a long history, I would say, and they have a long association with Calcutta. Because from 1987 onward, École Polytechnique professors, they used to come actually. They have stopped coming recently to Kolkata. I don't know why, because there is a funding issue. Every year, 2 professors from École Polytechnique, they used to come over to Kolkata, Chennai, Delhi, and Bangalore. ISC Bangalore, Chennai Mathematical Institute, here Ramakrishna Mission Vidya Mandir, Belur, Presidency, and St. Xavier's. And at times IIT Kharagpur also. So we got lot of successful candidates from Kolkata. In one particular year, I remember, out of 10 students selected from all over India, I repeat, out of 10, 5 were from Kolkata. Can you imagine? 5 were from Kolkata. Because still Ecole Polytechnic professors, they are in touch with me still. They tell me that the kind of students we get from Kolkata, we don't get it from anywhere, especially from Presidency and Ramakrishna Mission Vidya Mandir Belur. So we have that, and once they used to be selected, they Ecole Polytechnic used to take full, like there used to be full scholarship for the students. The student used to pay nothing. So you can apply to, I still have the contacts. We also invite French professors here in Kolkata. For example, in the month of December, I invited Professor Marie Gabrielle Medici from University of Marie Gabrielle Medici. I forgot the name of the university. So she came and she delivered a lecture in Saint Xavier's. She's basically from physics. So we invite we invite French professors to India. We send Indian students, Indian professors to France. So we do all kind of mobility, exchange of professors, exchange of students. Any question? Otherwise, I'll finish it off here.
Anything on postdoctoral research or
Anything on postdoctoral? Yes, there is a dedicated website. If you just write phdinfrance.net, or I can show you the website right now. One second. If I just type phdinfrance.net, there you have all the doctoral and post here. You have postdoc, PhD, masters, everything here. You can also type doctora without e dot campusfrance.org or phdinfrance.net. It will automatically take you to this website. So here you have all. Right now you can see there are 414 offers. When I talk about 414 offers, it means there is a scholarship. So, and you can scroll down and you can see what are the offers, what are the application deadlines, what are the areas. These are the focused areas. So this is the dedicated website for doctoral and postdoctoral studies.
in the American case, you have the provision of Fulbright.
You have the provision of
Of the Fulbright fellowship.
Fulbright scholarship.
For Britain, you have scholarship like the State scholarship. Anything like that in the context of
As I told you, we have this Charpak, we have Raman Charpak also. Raman Charpak scholarship is basically Indian students, they have to enroll themselves in an Indian university, and if they would like to do a part of their PhD research work in France for a period of 3 months or so, then they can apply for Raman Charpak scholarship. I'll show you what is Raman Charpak scholarship. Just give me a moment. So this is all about Raman Charpak. It's for 2 to 6 months. These are the focused areas. Mostly science. Eligibility. Applicants from India must be Indian citizens residing in India who have registered for a PhD in a recognized university. So they can go to France for a period of 2 to 6 months. Apart from that, we also have CEFIPRA. CEFIPRA is very active in India. It's called Indo-French Center for Promotion of Advanced Research. CEFIPRA, CEFIPRA, CEFIPRA. So if you want to know more about CEFIPRA, every year a good number of calls come out, and the idea is that any scientist willing to work in France in close association with a French scientist, he or she has to identify a particular project, a particular area, scientific area, and he has to identify his French counterpart willing to work both jointly on that particular area. So the idea is that one Indian scientist, one French scientist, one common project. Then only they can, they will be eligible to submit the project in CEFIPRA. So we can put you in touch with CEFIPRA team as well. The office is not in Kolkata, in Delhi, but we work closely with CEFIPRA. If you just type CEFIPRA, you will get all the calls. Like here, I have shown you for PhD, there is a dedicated website. So in CEFIPRA, also in the official website, you will see all the calls from CEFIPRA. It's 50% of funding comes from DST, Department of Science and Technology, and the 50% funding comes from ANR, Agence Nationale de Recherche, National Research Agency. So yeah, but the challenge is you have to find a French scientist who is willing to work with you in that particular project. So both have to submit the project jointly.
There is any scope for social science?
Social science, we have a dedicated department called CSH, Centre Sciences Humaines. You can just write CSH, you'll get all the details in social science. CSH. Plus, we also work with some of the French institutes. Like for you, it would be very useful. You just write down INALCO, INALCO, INALCO. INALCO is, I would say, a linguistic institute based in France. There in France, in INALCO, Bangla is taught, Telugu is taught, Tamil is taught, and at times we get scholars from INALCO. They visit Kolkata, they visit Shantiniketan, they go to Tagore's house because they are the French people, but they are doing their PhD in Bangla. So they speak Bangla like us, like at times better than us, because they are really, when they speak, they are not speaking our common Bangla, they are speaking the literary Bangla. So like one gentleman came and he said, Ramayan, Krittivasher Ramayan, I would like to get the original version, something like that. So yeah, so they are like that. So we can get in touch. In fact, INALCO has signed a MOU long back with Calcutta University. Unfortunately, the MOU was dormant, and now there is an interest from INALCO, and they have sent a mail. They have said we want really to revive the MOU. We don't want it to be dormant. So I said, okay, let's see, because it's very difficult to work at times with, because Calcutta University is a very busy university with a lot of political interference at times. It's difficult at times. France Bhattacharya is there. Yeah, she's very old now. She's 90 almost. 89, 90, yes. France Bhattacharya is there. She speaks very good Bangla. So we in social science, in INALCO also you can have a tie-up with INALCO and other similar institutes. Anything else? I think I have given you a lot of informations. Just if you have jotted down the keywords, you can do a thorough research once you go back home. Thank you very much for a patient hearing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. मैडम पेज को जाइए तो
So we thank Mr. Amitava profusely for the presentation today. I can just say this much in conclusion that I'm a student of literature. He has been focusing mostly on sciences and engineering, and understandably so. But when we speak of France, I mean, as a student of literature, humanities, and social sciences, we think of so many authors and philosophers. I personally work a lot on French philosophy. In fact, I was talking to Sujoy today in the morning that we are having a translation workshop currently being carried out through the help of the National Translation Mission, that we can think of a translation workshop on the history of philosophy as well. When you talk of philosophy, France comes so much in the mind because of great philosophers. So I think there are students and scholars belonging to humanities and social sciences as well as science and technology. Both can benefit. And was considered to be the cultural capital of the world. Paris was known for the avant-garde center of so many painters and philosophers and writers. So on that note, it was really very enlightening for all of us. As I said, it's not just for young scholars and students, but also for faculty members. We learned a lot, and hopefully we'll be able to follow up. Please keep in mind that ILSR is not just an institute in isolation. It's a kind of a network involving all of you. So we hope that in future we'll be able to invite people like Mr. Das once again, and we'll be very much in touch with him, because we'll try to follow up whatever insights and advices that he has suggested today, so that we can materialize the possibility of having forging collaborations with various bodies that he suggested. So it would be a wonderful possibility in the future, and we hope this conversation will continue. Thank you. And we thank all of you for your patience and for your present today. And we also thank the officials and the employees and the staff members of the Higher Education Council and everyone involved in making this event happen. Thank you.
Bye.
Pardon? Oh, okay. So now, with this event being over, you are requested all to go out and have tea. This is a modest arrangement for tea there. Thank you.